Clicking on to WDPRI.com to hear a few of my thoughts. You can hear more of them and questions on the issues of the day. A lot of it COVID 19 related, no doubt, with Dan York State of Mind up and running weeknights at 7:30 on MyRide TV and Fox Providence at midnight. Tonight's show, a really, really good conversation with John Hazenwhite Jr. and Cheryl Merchant, the two executives at Takeo Incorporated, about how they dealt with the news of the virus, what kind of changes they made to their company operations, some advice for executives and business managers, owners, and the like across the region, and some thoughts about what tomorrow is going to look like. It's a good show that you should take a look at tonight if you get a chance. That'd be awesome. In the meantime, today, Governor Raimondo told us that there will be youth sports and Little League and that kind of a thing, at least in practice session. No more than 15 kids at a time can be on a practice field or getting together, which probably precludes playing a baseball game against another team since 9 and 9 is 18, and that's 3 over the limit, right? But I think you might be heading towards some kind of creative league play late than a normal season, but nothing's normal these days, coming up after July if we can get to phase 3, which we're all crawling to. And of course, we have this incredible dynamic where we're literally waiting on the bated breath of the governor, or our bated breath is held by, the notion as to whether the governor will permit us to do something or not. The executive authority that she has right now is, well, it's profound, and it is way too long and way too exclusive, and the General Assembly needs to get back into the business of oversight and legislating on its own some of the responses that we have as a state to the COVID 19 crisis. In the meantime, there's an interesting dynamic going on, not between the lieutenant governor and the governor, but between concepts on the federal stimulus funding. So let me share this with you real quick, and you can figure out where you stand on this. The federal government sent Rhode Island, amongst 50 states, its own share of COVID 19 stimulus money, emergency money, $1.25 billion. And amongst the charges for the use of the money is to seek out businesses that have been shut down. And if shut down based on, preventing the virus, that they ought to be, supported financially with whatever mechanisms are necessary, mostly in the form of grants, right? Well, that particular money has not reportedly been used for that particular purpose. The governor is holding back hundreds of millions of dollars in the hope that she will get a waiver from the federal government to use that money to plug holes that are gaping, clearly, in the state budget. Now, there's talk of another stimulus plan, but she's not sure where and how that might happen. So she's kind of hedging her bet on getting information from our federal delegation that would say you can use that money to plug budget holes. Now, the lieutenant governor has been banging the drum for weeks. Now media is starting to ask questions about the governor's plan on this. And the lieutenant governor is saying, look, if it's prescribed by the federal government to use this money to fill the needs of small businesses, medium businesses that have been, really hurt by this shutdown, then it's our requirement to do so. And we should worry about the state budget holes in a later stimulus or figure it out then, because his point is if we lose thousands, and reportedly there are thousands of businesses that have had to close, the restaurants, the hairstylists, but a ton more. If we lose them because they're gasping for air on their own business ventilator right now and don't get some liquidity past PPP and everything else that they have, because by the way, PPP runs out, and come July, we're going to have another wave of business loss here without some help. If you don't fix them and let them do business and start paying taxes back into the coffers, you're not going to have a state government that can actually keep itself afloat. So that the triage for the businesses needs to get done. Now, a lot of governors across America are doing that which the lieutenant governor wants to have done. But our governor admits that she's playing in a different set of cards here. And this is it's a difference in philosophy, but what really needs to happen is the lieutenant governor and the governor need to meet and share ideas together. The Constitution doesn't call for the lieutenant governor to do anything but wait to be the governor. This lieutenant governor has been much more proactive on X number of levels, but the other part of this whole thing is that the General Assembly is doing nothing. The General Assembly ought to be stepping in and saying, hey, Governor, by the way, on that use of $1.25 billion, you need to redirect that to businesses and get some stimulus in the form of grants and state guaranteed loans. Lieutenant Governor put out a press release today on the specifics of his ideas. Lieutenant Governor hasn't met with the governor once. They've seen each other, but has not had a meeting with the governor once to talk about the business of responding to COVID. Look, she's got all the cards. She gets all the credit. The people seem to love her. But at the end of this day, she is not omniscient. And she needs to share these thoughts with those folks who are who have different perspective. And perhaps just copy what other states are doing. I hope she does. I would implore her, and maybe you should too. Governor, take a meeting with the lieutenant governor. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you on the radio tomorrow at 3 until 6 on WPRO as well.